3, amendment of section 92 of the Constitution. Honorable Senator Zvidzai.
Thank you, Mr. President. Mr. President, this House emphatically agreed that it makes good sense for democracy, for peace, for the President to be elected through a proportional representation process, that is through Parliament, moving away from popular direct elections. Mr. President, for completeness, for consistency of constitutional provisions, I propose that we add that we agree that the President be elected by parliamentarians, provided that those parliamentarians were placed in offices through a proportional representative process. That's what I'm moving for. Let's add that so that we have got total completeness, decency, and coherence of the Constitution. The Constitution cannot blow hot on that side and cold on the other. Thank you, Mr. President.
I put the amendment proposed by Honorable Senator Zvidzai. Is there any debate? Honorable Minister.
Thank you. Thank you, Mr. Chair. Chair, I totally agree with Senator Zvidzai. I suggest that Clause 3 be amended by insertion of a new subsection as follows. The election of members of Parliament shall be conducted under a system of proportional representation prescribed as an Act of Parliament in order to ensure that the composition of Parliament reflects
Honorable Senator MLOTSHWA, are you proposing a new amendment or the same amendment as proposed by Honorable Senator Zvidzai?
I'm proposing a new subsection.
You first dispose that, and then you will have your own.
Okay, thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, just to indicate that we have a precedent, several democracies where we have a first past the post and a presidential election from Parliament. So it's not unprecedented. Even before 1990, when we had a parliamentary system, we had constituencies, that after that we would have an executive head of government and a president who was elected, but we had a first past the post. Secondly, Honorable Chair, we also have to be mindful that certain amendments, even if we want to propose them, they require that we have extensive consultation. Like when we are changing the entire electoral system, we are required again to consult the Zimbabwe Electoral Commission. So this is not an amendment that is capable of being done at this juncture. So I request that if the honorable members are very keen on this, it's a thing that they can then debate and propose at a later date. But in this amendment, it's technically impossible because of the wider consultations that are required and the overall change of the electoral system that they are proposing, which is not permissible within the same constitution that they are proposing the change to be done. I submit, Honorable Chair.
Very clarifications.
Honorable Senator Zvidzai.
Thank you, Mr. President. In 1980, I was old enough. In fact, I voted. And I didn't vote for a constituent MP. We were on a proportional party list process. Post 1985, that's at that stage. In 1987, that's when we had the new constitution. When we had the unit accord, that's when we changed to the executive president. But all along, we didn't have any directly elected MPs. So the jurisdiction that the minister is talking about, in South Africa, for example, in Botswana, we don't have first past the post elections. We have got proportional rep. These reflect national sentiment. First past the post elections place MPs based on local, very localized interests, not broad national interests. So it's requesting an MP who has been elected for narrow local interests to then deal with the issues of a national interest. Let's just have a completeness, in my opinion, then it's smarter. Let's follow examples of others. We are not having an election soon. From what I can see, this issue of 2030 will succeed. So elections will only come in 4 years from now. And let's allow the process of these amendments to be provided for. And we've got a whole 4 years to deal with that and clean up all the other aspects so that everything is in step with the need for what has been praised as something that will fight violence, something that will promote the economy. We all want that. We want the economy to function. We don't want violence. This has been supported across the House. And I don't see why we should not support the same for parliamentary processes. Thank you.
Honorable Minister.
Thank you, Honorable Chair. Honorable Chair, Senator Zvidzai didn't listen to what I said. I didn't say starting from 1980. I said before 1990. So it's exactly correct to say 1980 we had a system of proportional representation, but from 1985 we had constituent-based elections. That's what I said. Botswana does not have an entirely proportional representation system. They don't have actually, they have first past the post. In fact, all their MPs are elected on the basis of a first past the post. But the Botswana system, when the MPs go to the nomination court, they have to indicate who their presidential candidate is so that there is no crossing of the floor. I didn't say South Africa is first past the post, so I don't think he understood what I said. But the major reason that I said is we can't propose that major amendment in this august House because it requires extensive consultation. Where I agree with him is he can propose that amendment post this CAB 3. Then it can be considered by the people of Zimbabwe. It's a democratic country. But in this bill, we felt that a hybrid is still a good thing. And this is what we propose. I submit, Honorable Chair.
I put the question that the amendment be made as proposed by Honorable Senator Zvidzai. Those who have that opinion will say aye. Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the noes have it. The noes have it. The question is accordingly negatived.
Chair.
Honorable Senator MLOTSHWA.
On a point of order, Chair, you allowed the minister to dismiss my amendment before you heard it.
Yours
It's already
hasn't.
dismissed.
No, yours isn't. You have to dispose yours.
So, Chair, maybe you should have allowed me to say it, because if I don't say it, then I'll die.
Propose. Okay, let me give you an opportunity.
Thank you, Chair.
Order.
Thank you, Chair. Very democratic Chair. I praise you. The election, I suggest, Chairperson, that on clause 3 be amended by the insertion of a new subsection as follows. 9, the election of members of parliament shall be conducted under a system of proportional representation prescribed by an act of parliament. Can I finish? But let me finish.
Proceed.
How? Baggett. By an act of parliament, in order to ensure that the composition of parliament reflects as nearly as possible the proportion of votes cast for political parties and independent candidates in a general election. Chair, my justification is that where the president is elected by parliament rather than by a direct vote, it is essential that parliament itself accurately reflects the political preferences of Zimbabwe, of the people of Zimbabwe. Proportional representation electoral system enhances inclusivity, reduces political exclusion, strengthens national cohesion, and the same violence that we've been talking about, Chair. I think if we use a proportional representation system, we will not have the amount of violence that we've had in the Chairperson.
It's almost the same. I put the amendment proposed by Honorable Senator MLOTSHWA. Is there any debate, Honorable Minister?
Has the same fate, Honorable Chair, sir.
I put the question that the amendment proposed by Honorable Senator MLOTSHWA.
Sorry, Mr. President. Point of
Honorable
order.
Senator Zvidzai.
I think when you put through the amendment by Senator MLOTSHWA, you said, is there any debate?
Proceed.
And I had a debate.
On a point of order, I think we have dispensed this. You were very kind enough to allow her to explain. The very amendment that she is proposing is the very amendment that Honorable Zvidzai put forward. And I think the rules of this House do not allow us to continuously repeat the same point. That's why I indicated that this amendment is suffering the same fate, the same reasons that I gave. So I don't think there is any debate that may arise when we have already made a vote on a similar issue. What else are we intending to do? I submit.
Take a note, Honorable Minister.
President, Mr. President, I'm sorry if people think this is boring, but Inina was sent here by the people of the Midlands, not the people of National Central. Mr. President, the mandate to make a decision as to whether this is appropriate or not doesn't lie with the minister. It lies with yourself. And as far as I'm concerned, you didn't deny me an opportunity to debate. But if you do, I will respectively sit. But if the minister does that, he is just usurping the powers of the President of the Senate.
Honorable Senator Zvidzai, I will give you a chance. Can you debate?
Thank you very much, Mr. President. Zokoroine Simba, Zatauba, na Senator MLOTSHWA. Zvine musoro zvachose kuti iko takakodzera kuti tisharudze ma-MP edu zvakanakawo zvichada kuitwa napresident. Kana zvakanakira president kuti vasarudzwe neproportional rep, ko zvakashateiwo kuti ma-MP asarudzisa izvozvo. Matiwani pane zvikonzero zvakanaka zvaita kuti tifambe taka nendima isa izvozvizvi. Kungatiite the same zvoko. Zvinhu zvifambe. Ite hoche koche. President vakasarudzwa neproportional rep, ma-MP the same. Pane chitsotsi chokuda kuita ma-MP kuti ave nesimba sitereki kudarika president. Tinozviona ndo zvamunoda kuita izvi. Ndatenda.
All right. The minister had already responded. I put the question that the amendment as proposed by Honorable Senator MLOTSHWA be now made. Those who have that opinion will say aye.
Aye.
Those of the contrary opinion will say no. I think the noes have it. The noes have it. The question is accordingly negatived. Honorable Minister, for amendment.